Right, so well, for me anyway, I'm working in the winter now, and it's much more desirable to work in the winter. I can soap up many more windows. I can work a lot quicker, as long as it's not freezing weather. The windows will stay wet for longer. I can use bigger size squeegees, and I can use more technical techniques, and I can just get my work done that much quicker without having to worry about lots of issues with rubber making marks and smudges and smears because the soap solution is drying out, and I don't have to make so many big moves on most of the windows that I'm working on because I'm using a bigger squeegee. As I said, in the summer I scale down my sizes, and I might have to change a few ways of working just to fit in with the environment that I'm working in. So this is why window cleaning in the winter, when the sun's out like this, it's perfect for window cleaning and improving as a window cleaner. So by summer next year, I want to be a much better, high performing traditional window cleaner than I was last summer. And I always want to increase and improve because everybody's got an ego, and I don't let my ego control me. I like to control my ego. So when I first started, I was really bad at my job. I knew that, and I really wanted to improve on it. And that's my mindset from 14 years ago to today. Always eager to improve and become better. The problem with a lot of window cleaners is they let their ego control them, and they think they are at a level where they don't need any more education. And if they've got a YouTube channel, they like to give out all their information on whatever subject it is. And when it comes to traditional window cleaning and how they work, well, it's what they call it, competence, right? The word competence for me means bare minimum. It's like the lowest standard. And this squeegee's competent. It does the job, but it doesn't do a fantastic job. And a lot of window cleaners are like this squeegee. They have certain knowledge and skills, but they're not fantastic. And their information is not fantastic, and the way they work is not fantastic. It's competent. This is, for me, this is the standard. But for a lot of window cleaners, it is, well, it's not in any category because they just can't use it. That's because they're incompetent. They can only use incompetent tools. If you want to stop using incompetent tools, you need to improve on yourself. And a problem, the major factor for window cleaners is their ego won't allow them to think that, God, I really need to change something here. Is it the tool or is it me? It's probably going to be the person using the tool. So the problem with working in the winter, now this is a Mormon rubber. The problem with Mormon rubber in the winter is when I make a swipe here, we've got these drag marks here. Now, someone asked me a question over in Australia 6 months ago when it was winter there and it was summer here, and he thought, well, you know, what can I do about this drag? Well, there ain't much you can do. Certain rubbers work worse than others in the winter. Mormon rubber has a bit of a, well, the black rubber anyway, has a drag. This is just a normal, it's the same rubber, it's just a normal squeegee here. And I wanted to show you, it's not just the liquidator that has this drag or gives lines when you're going over in arcs. I've got a line here. What's that? It's an arc. Where's that from? Well, I've got no downward pressure here, but I've got an arc. So you get arcs with any squeegee. This rubber is more worn out than this rubber, and this will have more of a drag. But will it cause me a problem? It won't cause me a problem because this window is not dirty and this rubber is not fully worn out in terms of the blade here. But it's much better to use a sharp rubber edge. What rubbers would I recommend using in the winter? Well, I rarely use any other brands of rubbers, but I found Pulex also had this dragging effect after the rubber had been used for a week or so. Maybe Etere is a good all-rounder squeegee to use all throughout the year. I don't know. You can find out for yourself and let me know if you find one rubber works better in the winter than the others. But for me, winter working is ideal. I love working in the winter, and my focus on being as good as possible with the tool and technique and the squeegee size. So as I said, I use bigger size squeegees most of the time, so I get more work done in less time. Right, okay, another question that was asked today by a guy called That Dude. Well, can I use a liquidator to start off with? Because I'm new to window cleaning. Using a liquidator to start off with is the best decision you'll ever make in your window cleaning traditional career. Because if you can work with no prior knowledge, all you got to have is that soap solution, wet washer, soap added to the washer, have a beautiful solution. This is beautiful. This is like my wife. You can't get better than this in terms of beauty, because it makes the most beautiful tool in window cleaning to perform like a goddess. Okay, so I'm exaggerating, but it's perfect. You can't get closer to perfection in terms of squeegee analysis or skills. Top of the tree, top of the mountain. Right, so yeah, so when you've got no ingrained bad habits, it's the perfect tool to work with. Because my wife can use this tool very well, can put to shame most window cleaners on YouTube with squeegee skills. She's not a window cleaner. My kids who don't clean windows put to shame most window cleaners on YouTube at an ease. They have got hardly any ingrained bad habits. Are they multifaceted, multi-skilled? No, they just have the right things. They're on the right track basically. All they've got to do is focus on their skills on the right track. Unfortunately, all these other YouTube window cleaners, all the guys around working with traditional tools, they're on the wrong track. So how good can they get on the wrong track? They can only get so far. They hit a brick wall ceiling and that's it. Their career is as good as it is, because it won't get any better. They're limited. Drop your ego, be in control of your ego, break through that barrier and start using the best performing squeegee in the world. Now, if you think there's a better performing squeegee than this, put it down in the comment section, or better still, make a video and show everybody, and you're gonna make me I'm gonna eat all my words. What the likelihood of that is gonna be, we all know the answer to that. So, okay, so a guy I spoke to beginning of the week said, I've lost 40 customers recently, and another window cleaner said, I put the prices up on one of these, some of these areas that I work in, and I lost a load of customers. So, again, drop the ego, focus on what is the real problem. Is it the cost of your pricing, or is it you? Now, one guy that I said who's lost his customers because he put the price up is a traditional window cleaner. Does he look like a good traditional window cleaner? The answer is no, he just looks like an average window cleaner. For me, that's incompetence. He's using incompetent tools and he's very slow at his job. The other window cleaner is more of a water-fed pole window cleaner, but he does traditional sometimes. Does he need to improve his traditional skills? Yes, and we had him on the one of my videos. So, what is the problem? Well, we've got a recession and people are hard up with their money, and I think to myself, do I need to put my prices up, or do I really need to focus on me and becoming a better performing window cleaner? Let's think about this job that I'm going to talk about. So it's a job that took me 50 minutes to do. I know it took me 50 minutes because I timed it, but that was 4 years ago. The job is a big job. It's a big house, it's got a lot of land, and I used a water-fed pole for the top windows at the front of the house because it's got a sloping roof and it's got flower beds that the woman who lives there doesn't want me anywhere near her flower beds. Right, so I used the water-fed pole 4 years ago on the same windows that I do right now. And it took me 50 minutes. Now, when I last timed it, it took me 30 minutes. So something's changed. Was I using liquidators 4 years ago? Yes. Was I using the same size squeegees 4 years ago? Yes. Maybe I timed it in the summer, and this time I timed it in the winter, so I do work quicker in the winter on good days like this. So maybe that's a factor. But I was still a hybrid window cleaner, water-fed pole for certain parts of the job, and the rest is all traditional. So around the back of the house, it's easier for me to use my ladder. I use the ladder 3 times around the back of the house, and everything else is done traditional, as I said. Why is it quicker for me to do it traditional around the back rather than using the water-fed pole? On this particular job, it's quicker because I've got no bushes, I've got no hedges, I've got no wheelie bin wheels, because she's got 4 wheelie bins. I've got no car tyres that it will snag up on with the hose pipe and the reel. I've got no gate, and I've got no brick walls that I've got to get round, causing more and more friction every time I go around the corner. It's harder to pull, so maybe I need to take all the reel out as much as possible and then walk around with a load of slack. It's just aggravation, and I will get the job done quicker with the traditional route around the back. But at the front, it's more beneficial for me to do it with the water-fed pole at the top and do everything else traditional. So what's changed? Well, something's changed. As the tools changed, not really, I'm still using the same number of squeegees and they're still 0 detailing tools. Something's changed. What is it? I've changed. What's changed with me? I've become better. I've cut out 20 minutes of that job. So I've given myself a pay rise without putting up the price. What have I done ever since I was window cleaning, because I knew how bad I was at the start? What I've always focused on, I haven't focused on that guy there or that guy over there or that guy on YouTube or that guy on YouTube. I focus on me, because I'm the owner operator of the business. If I don't do the job, I'm not getting paid because I've got no one to do the job for me, and I'm the owner and I'm the operator. I'm more of an operator than the owner, right? So I need to do the operation so I can get paid. So I've given myself a pay rise without putting my prices up. I focused on myself. Everybody's got an ego, but I control my ego. I don't think like most window cleaners. I don't want to work like most window cleaners. I want to focus on what I enjoy doing and what I believe is the best results in the quickest amount of time. Lots of water-fed pole window cleaners will always sound much quicker with water-fed pole. That's because you're not focused that well on your traditional tools. For me, I focus on my traditional tools and my skills, and that I hardly use my water-fed pole. Most of it's done traditional. Am I the exception to the rule? Well, I do know a lot of other window cleaners that are really good at their work, and for the most part, most of my work is downstairs. It's not really, I don't have too many houses. I do have a few, but or offices, it's mainly all downstairs work. So that's why, another reason why I focus on my traditional work. Looking at the local window cleaners that are traditional around here, I'm a traditional window cleaner for the most part. Is there a difference? Do people who don't know nothing much about window cleaning, can they see a difference? They can see a difference because I get told, I want you to clean my windows. I saw the guy at the road, how he worked, and I think I would go with you. And I don't have to ask for that person to give me the job. She's given me the job. So that's great when that happens. So I'm a walking advertisement. Now, the window cleaners always pick up work anyway when they're out and about. But what I'm saying is, if there's 2 window cleaners close by working in the same sort of area, who's the potential client going to go for? Is it going to be this guy who's got 1 squeegee and he's got a load of cloths and he's got hardly anything around his belt, or is it the guy who's got his belt all stacked up with loads of different tools and is working very efficiently and effectively, and it looks like he's got a lot of pride in his work? Of course, 9 times out of 10, for an untrained eye, that's going to gravitate towards that person. And again, it's like taking sweets off a baby. When there's a water-fed pole guy working in the street and I'm working in the street, who more than likely is going to get pulled up for being asked, or who is going to have the customer say, do you know what, I fed up my window cleaner for X, Y, Z reasons, and they're a water-fed pole window cleaner, and they want to go with someone who can use these traditional tools. Now, it's not always the case, but that is the case most of the time for me. But I'm only basing it on me. So I've got loads more things that I need to talk about, but the time's running away, and I think I've sort of, yeah, so I've knocked 20 minutes off that job. I haven't changed the price, but I'm earning more money because I focus on me. I didn't let my ego get in the way and think, well, I know it all, I can do it all. I'm going to sort of put my feet back, my head back, and think, well, that's it, I'm done. I am as good as I'm going to be, and that's it. Never going to improve. No, there's always stuff you can improve on, and most of the time it's you, the person. Because this tour at the moment, it's not going to get any better. It does need to get better, but at the moment it's the way it is. So the rest of the focus is on me to improve, to get this tool to work even more in my favour, to earn more money in the least amount of time.